And welcome into IGL Weekly, powered by the Connecticut School of Broadcasting. Give them a call at 1-800-TV-RADIO or log on to GoCSB.com. We're tomorrow's broadcasters today alongside Johnny Vornavakis.
What's going on?
I'm Sean Brown, and week number 3 is finalized in the IGL.
Absolutely. We had a new venue this week, Sean, at the beautiful class of 1923 arena at UPENN.
Good to have a new setting.
Absolutely. It was
a little more
fun.
state-of-the-art.
It was fun, and for a guy just looking to watch a football game, not a bad seat in the house.
Absolutely. We'll have the debut of the Prostars a little bit later. But in our first game of the week, we have the unbeaten teams, the Conshohocken Steelers and the New Jersey Nightmare, both teams coming in at 2-0 on the season.
That's right, Sean. This was our game of the week to watch last week, and to me, it delivered. I mean, there was a lot of excitement in this game, a lot of big plays.
There certainly was. The Steelers rocking out those throwbacks again.
That's right. The 2014 Philadelphia Hawks jerseys, paying tribute to their championship team.
All right, so let's go to the game action, and the Steelers started with a bang.
That's right. Number 2, Todd Wilson takes this kickoff, makes a couple guys miss, to the house, gets the Steelers all on the board early.
With some very special teams.
Absolutely. And then Jerry Davis piles on the 2-point conversion to get them the 8-0 lead.
And that was the start of a big game for him. More to come later. All Steelers early on. Then they show they can do it with some defense.
That's right. That's how they won game 1. It was a lot of good defensive plays, and here comes number 21.
Frank Anderson.
Frank Anderson with the interception to get the ball back for his team.
Yep, that's right. And then they decide to run the ball and show some balanced offense. Number 5. Tell him who it is.
Cam LaSalle, man. He just takes the whole Nightmare defense for a ride into the end zone here, man. Free of charge.
Nice little pitch there. And then the human video game comes back. Number 24, Jerry Davis. He's a quarterback and a running back all in one, Johnny.
The Nightmare get pressure, man. They're in his face all game, but they just, he's a problem. He's a problem back there.
So he scores here. That makes it 20-0 Conchi, but back comes New Jersey.
That's right. A 20-0 lead to start the game, but in the Arena League, in Arena football, you're never out of the game.
First, let's just mention number 4, quarterback of the Nightmare, Josh Henshaw, with a hard run right, and watch what happens here at the goal line. He just blows up the defender there, Johnny.
That's right. He was missing his top target, so he decided to take matters into his own hands.
Absolutely.
He absolutely did there.
On the kickoff, New Jersey adds a deuce. Tell them what a deuce is.
The first ever in the IGL, Josh Henshaw kicks the kickoff through the uprights, 2 points for the Nightmare, 20-10 game.
All right, so now this time, Jerry Davis in the end zone. He can't escape. He's in a little bit of trouble. Looks like a safety.
I mean, he's not going to get away from all of them. Potential grounding in the end zone. That's going to be a safety. 20-12. All of a sudden, we got a ball game.
Suddenly, we do have a ball game. But in the Arena League, as you mentioned, it's never over.
Points are easy to come by.
All right. So then we have some special teams with special teams extraordinaire. Your favorite guy.
Stephen Fortune, man. You can't stop this guy.
Big return, and New Jersey has the momentum suddenly. And guess what? Good field position to boot.
That's right. And Travis Davis is going to take an 8-yard run to the end zone. Sean, we have a 2-point game.
Absolutely, yep. Henshaw throws right to Travis Davis, 20-18 as he breaks the plane on that one. But once again, back come Conshohocken.
And this is the biggest play of this game. Our boy, Jerry Davis.
He looks like he was launched out of a rocket.
I mean, this thing looks like another kick return. And, I mean, he's a problem making guys miss. But then look at the pure speed to just pull away from guys that had good angles on him. It's very impressive.
26-18 Steelers. Again, another quarterback keeper. But wait, it's a fumble. No, wait. He broke the plane.
Yeah, this was good. He broke the plane. Touchdown stands. 34-18 at this point for the Steelers.
All right, so then New Jersey takes over. You know, Josh Henshaw didn't look as good in this game as he did in the previous couple games.
He didn't, and I'm not going to make any excuses for the guy. He owned up to everything after the game. He took responsibility. They were missing some guys, but you know what? So were the Steelers, so were a lot of teams.
Yeah.
You got to step up.
And here he throws it to Tom Rowe, who takes it to pay dirt, but it's called back to a block in the back.
Just sometimes you can't get out of your own way, Sean.
Do we need to see some cleaner tackling here in the IGL?
See, I believe so. I know the coaches, focus on it. But there's way too many injuries, way too many heads hitting heads. You know what I mean? We got to clean this stuff up. That's what I think.
Yep. All right, so we move on with the highlights. Todd Wilson running right, and he's going to go. 40 yards later, Steelers expand their lead.
40 yards later, he puts this game away.
Yes, sir. 42-18 Steelers. The Nightmare would tack on a late touchdown to Travis Davis, but their comeback attempt is going to fall short.
That's right. But listen, this was a very interesting game, a very fun game. If the Steelers don't get out to these great leads that they get out to, these games are a lot closer. It's going to be interesting later in the season.
It certainly will. 42-24 the final, and the Steelers are the remaining lone unbeaten. They go to 3-0 on the season. All right, right now let's hear from the star quarterback of the Conshohocken Steelers, Jerry Davis. He's with CSB's Tony Marengo.
This is Tony Marengo here with IGL Weekly. I'm here with the Steelers quarterback, Jerry Davis. Jerry had a pretty big game on the ground. I wanted to ask about that 45-yard run in the third quarter. Tell me what was going through your head.
Sure. First, all glory and honor to my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. That play was drawn out by the coach. We kind of send people deep, and if something's there, if I can hit them deep, I can hit them deep. If not, I could take off and run. And my line, again, just a heck of a job, pushing people off the ball, no quitting them. So there was a lane, I took it, and that was it.
All right, Jerry, a solid team win today. Really picked up all over the field there. What's your outlook for the rest of the season?
We want to keep fighting, get better every week. I know a lot of people say that, but coach is on us. The first thing he said when we was in the huddle said, we come out to practice, we got to get better. And that's the mindset of this team. No matter the score or outcome of any game, we got to come out, we got to get better, we got to keep working hard. And his team has that mindset. That's why I love playing with them. And we're just together, man. And we're going to come out, we're going to keep working, and we'll build on what we got.
Once again, a great game. Good luck on the rest of the season, Jerry.
Thank you.
One of the things I find interesting is just who are the people that make up this league. And we ran into an interesting story this week with number 9 of the Nightmare, Ryo Kubota. This is a guy who got off a plane from Japan, where he lives, gets picked up from the coaches and drove right to practice. It's just an interesting story, and I find it intriguing throughout the whole league. And here he is now with our own Tony Marengo.
This is Tony Marengo here with IGL Weekly. I'm here with Nightmare coach Tim Simmons, as well as one of their new players, Ryo. Ryo just came over from Japan the other day. Why don't you tell me about your experience so far?
At first, thank you for Coach Simmons giving me this opportunity. Yeah.
Coach Simmons, what brought about his transfer over here to play for your team?
Well, he contacted me via Facebook through our, we have a page that he wanted to come and play. And I said, hey, if you can get yourself out here, we're more welcome to use you. And next thing I know, I'm picking him up at the airport, bringing him to practice.
So there you go, talent from all over the world today. Again, this is Tim Simmons and Ryo with the Nightmare, and this is Tony Marengo for IGL Weekly.
All right, on to game 2 between the Vikings and the Revolution. Both teams got better last week. The Revolution picked up their first win. The Vikings got Omar Kingwood back, and the Revolution got a couple players back last week,
That's
too.
right. We talked about how the Vikings looked better last week, and we were expecting them to make big strides. And I think this week they did that.
All right, so back to the Class of 23 arena we go in University City. Robert Applewood on the opening kickoff. Oh, no, it's a fumble.
Puts the ball on the turf, and it's going to be number 88, Steve Elliott, by the Revolution, picks it up for his team, gives them some good field position.
That's right. The Revolution now on offense. Chris Pollard, nice throw. Were you impressed by that one-hand grab, Johnny?
Snags it out of the air with one hand, it slides down to safety. Nice play.
Catch with one puppy there. This time, Pollard throws right to Emmanuel Pittman for the reception. Then after that, more revs. This time, it's a pick. Ill-advised pass there, Johnny.
Yeah, he wants that one back.
No question about it. Now Pollard is out of the game for the Revolution. Do we know why?
Kind of a mysterious situation. Just all of a sudden, he's not out there with his team.
All right, so enter number 13, Ben Hare for the Revolution. The backup signal caller. High snap. Oh, no. Recovered by number 92, Big Lawrence Pulliam, as he rumbles in for the score. 8-0 Revolution.
Man, you love the big guy touchdown because you always get the Big guy dance.
Make that 8-0 Vikings. I stand corrected. They add a 2-point try to who?
Joey Ramirez picking up where he left off last week.
Speaking of Joey Ramirez, to second half action, more Kingwood this time showing off his rocket of an arm. He goes deep to number 88. Joey, don't call me Rodriguez. Ramirez for the score.
That's right, Ramirez gets behind the defense, secures the ball, and takes it the rest of the way for the 6.
All right, so Ben Hare here, designed quarterback keeper. He runs white, but coughs it up. The Vikes have it. Mike Wood, he goes coast to coast for the score.
And this one kind of decided this game a little bit. Now 26-0 is where you stand, and the Revolution are in a bad place.
Final score 26-6. Vikings improve to 1-2. Revolution fall to 1-2. Not a good game here in relief for Ben Hare.
No, it's got to be tough when you're just called on, and again, it was kind of a mysterious situation. We don't think it was an injury, but for whatever reason, Chris Pollard couldn't finish the game.
They're going to need to get him back. Ben Hare did not look strong in relief duties. He's got to improve, but they hope to get Chris Pollard healthy and back next week. We'll see if we can get an update on that one. All right, so final score 26-6, all Vikings in this one. But, you know, both teams are getting better, and especially the Vikings in this case. We've seen them improve a little bit each week. Last week, they looked better with Omar Kingwood, but they had a tough matchup. This week, we're starting to see the results as they pick up their first win of the season.
And think about that first week when they didn't have their quarterback, and you thought this team could never play, but it just goes back to the importance of the quarterback position in the game of football. Whether it's outside or indoors, you add that guy, and you look like a whole different team.
No question. All right, let me throw it to my colleague here at CSB Sports, Amanda Madden, as she has Omar Kingwood's big target, Joey Ramirez.
Amanda Madden here for IGL Weekly. I'm standing with Joey Ramirez of the Vikings, coming back from their first win and also the first game with their quarterback back. How does that feel?
It feels great. Building a lot of chemistry with him during practice, so it's good to have him back in the mix of things.
Yeah, it definitely shows. And a good game for you, 50 yards, 1 touchdown. Is there a difference playing offense and defense?
It gets a little tiring sometimes because all the repetitions, but with all the practice and the conditioning, build up a nice little tolerance. So it's okay.
It definitely shows on the field. Thank you so much. Good game today.
Thank you so much.
All right now we're going to go downtown to the rabbit hole where Matt's standing by with game 1 and 2 stats.
Thanks, guys, and welcome back to the rabbit hole. It was week 3 in the IGL, and now it's time for your key stats from the first 2 games. Starting with the Steelers offense, number 24, quarterback Jerry Davis, had 20 passing yards and 1 passing TD. He also had 5 rushes for 85 yards and 3 rushing TDs. Number 5, Cam LaSalle, had 4 rushes for 17 yards and 1 touchdown. And number 2, Todd Wilson, had 2 rushes for 40 yards and 1 touchdown. He also had a 50-yard kickoff return for a TD. Number 18, Ed Wright, had 1 catch for 18 yards that led to a touchdown. On the defensive side, number 2, Todd Wilson led the team with 5 tackles. And number 21, Frank Anderson, and number 11, Tom Rowe, both had 4 tackles and 1 interception each. Number 62, Tank Gosley, had 2 sacks. The Nightmares offense, number 4, quarterback Josh Henshaw, had 50 yards passing and 1 passing TD. He also had 1 rush for 7 yards that led to a touchdown. Then he had the first ever IGL deuce. Number 1, Travis Davis had 6 receptions for 50 yards and 2 TDs. The Nightmares defense, number 2, Anthony Robinson, and number 6, Dijon Woods, both had 3 tackles. And number 23, Stevan Fortune, had 5 kick returns for a total of 139 yards. Now on to the second game, the Revolution against the Vikings. The Revolution offense, number 13, quarterback Ben Hare, had 66 passing yards and 1 passing touchdown. Number 2, Stan Bayless, had 1 rush for 20 yards and 1 reception for 20 yards that led to a touchdown. The Revolution defense, number 88, Steve Elliott, had 4 tackles and 1 fumble recovery. Number 95, Dave Harrell, had 1 sack. Number 6, Earl Stewart, had the only interception the entire game. The Vikings offense, number 16, quarterback Omar Kingwood, had 109 yards passing with 2 passing touchdowns. Number 88, Joey Ramirez, had 3 catches for 50 yards and 1 TD. Number 4, Rashawn Cooper, had 1 catch for 9 yards that led to a touchdown. On the Vikings defense, number 25, Thomas Odom, had the team-leading 6 tackles. Number 54, Shadid Smith, had 2 sacks and 1 forced fumble. That's all the key stats for the first 2 games. Now back to you guys at the main desk.
Nice job, Matt. When we come right back, we're going to talk about autism awareness. It's a big thing for the Mustangs. They'll take on the Fury. When IGL Weekly rolls on right after this.
So you've been thinking about changing careers. Well, now is the perfect time to check out Connecticut School of Broadcasting. Almost everything you hear on the radio, everything you see on television and on the internet was made by a creative team of audio and video professionals. Connecticut School of Broadcasting can help you switch from your current career path to the more exciting world of audio and video production. Come in and see what a career in broadcasting is like and see if it's right for you.
Connecticut School of Broadcasting has a campus right here in Cherry Hill. Call 1-800-TV-RADIO or visit gocsb.com.
And we're back on IGL Weekly, powered by CSB. He's Johnny V. I'm Sean B. And our next matchup, both teams lost last week. The winless Fury versus the Mustangs.
That's right, one team's going to get its season back on track this week.
Let's go to the arena. Quarterback Tyreek Smith, he's quite a talent. I think he's the second best quarterback in the IGL. Tell us what he did.
Man, he just he runs around, gets himself some time, and then launches a deep pass to number 11, Malik Jackson. He catches it. Mustangs up early.
Yeah, absolutely. And then more Tyreek. He's still looking. Now he's going to run again, in for the score, Johnny.
And I look at this block by number 42, Maurice Dantzler. Dude takes out a guy, takes out 3 more guys for the Fury Springs this touchdown.
Yeah, blew him up, no doubt about it. Fury trying to do something here. Signal caller DJ Atkins, as you can see, changing the calls at the line. Well, maybe he should have changed it again because that is an ill-advised pass.
Maybe not. Defender steps out in front, tips it to himself. Interception going the other way.
Yep, Mustangs threatening again. Here's an inside handoff in the red zone to Maurice Dantzler. 22-0. Stangs go up.
Man, and this one started getting ugly fast.
Yep, more Mustangs. Look at Tyreek Smith avoid the pressure. Pretty post to DeJuan Moses, and he gets into the scoring party.
30-0 we're looking at, and Fury sideline looks a little furious is the word you used last week, and I'll use it again.
Not much to talk about on that side of the ball for sure. Finally, Tyreek Smith shows off his legs. He goes all the way.
He makes a couple guys miss, and then it's the pure speed to just pull away from the whole defense. Gets himself into the end zone for 6.
All right, so Mustangs win in impressive fashion in this one. As far as the Fury, they go to 0-3 on the season, and they're just playing bad football right now, Johnny.
Listen, I'll say this. I mean, they faced the most road team situation of any team so far this year. But, hey, listen, my mother said if you got nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. So the Fury haven't given me anything nice to say so far this year.
All right, let's get into the real highlight of the game. The Mustangs were playing for more than just a win. They were playing for a deeper meaning in this game for sure. Right now, I want to go to my colleague here at CSB Sports, Rebecca Bookbinder, who has Malik Jackson, who talks about not only what he does to get ready for football, but he talks about the deeper meaning of the game.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Bookbinder for IGL Weekly, and I'm here with Malik Jackson of the Mustangs. Malik, you had 2 touchdowns today. What have you been doing in practice to improve upon your performance to get this far?
Just working hard, man. You know, trying to, like I said before, just trying to lead my team and lead by example and just try to perfect my craft. You know, after these games, I go and watch film and see what I can do better each time. So I'm just trying to get better each time. I feel like I can get better than where I am now. So that's basically it. Just keep being hungry.
On top of today's win, it was also a special game because you were out to support autism awareness. How was the halftime, event? What did that mean to you?
Oh, it was beautiful just to see, everybody come out and come together for a special cause. You know, it's a beautiful thing. You know, those kids aren't, as fortunate as everybody else, and it's just great to see people come together and do the right thing for a great cause.
Thank you. It is a great cause. For IGL Weekly, I'm Rebecca Bookbinder.
Good stuff by Malik Jackson there. And Sean, like you said, the highlight of this game was at halftime. You had Mustang coaches, some girls from Hooters, and some kids from Audible from Autism on the field for a presentation. The kids were suited up in the Mustang uniform, full pads, taking pictures and stuff. You had the Mustang dancers perform, put on a little show for the crowd, and that it all culminated in the little kid ran a play, ran the length of the field for a touchdown. Great moment. The crowd goes nuts for the kid. It's really exciting stuff. Great stuff there from the Mustangs.
Let's find out more. Let's go to our Amanda Madden, as she has the former bass player from the band Living Color, Muzz Skillings. Check it out.
Amanda Madden here for IGL Weekly, and I'm standing with Muzz Skillings, the former bass player of Living Color. How are you today?
I'm excellent. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you. And you are here with the Mustangs because of autism awareness. How did you get involved in that?
I'm a good friend of Scott Amurian's. He started this team, and from the ground up, from the very beginning, he decided to build in autism awareness into the game program, and I thought that was very innovative. So I thought, well, how can I get involved and also combine music and try to come up with something that'll really be different and innovative and help people.
Right. Which is, it's such a great cause. Does this influence any new creation of music for you?
It actually does. I mean, being exposed to these children in their purest state, when you get to talk with them, what you get is a sense of purity off of them. And often when I create music, I have to enter a pure state where I'm not considering, what people might like or just anything. So we have that in common, actually. They walk around in that pure state all the time. And it often reminds me to stay in that pure state that I'm in. And, it then fuels my creativity in a way that I really like. It just flows it,
so it's a different vibe of music coming from you.
Yeah, and I really like that. It's a wonderful thing.
Absolutely. Sounds wonderful. I can't wait to hear the new music.
Hey, I can't wait for you to hear it either.
Thank you. Thank you. I've been Amanda Madden for IGL Weekly.
It's all terrific stuff and all for a great cause, no question about it.
Absolutely.
All right, when we continue here on IGL Weekly, it's the debut of the Prostars and more as IGL Weekly rolls on right after this.
So you've been thinking about changing careers? Well, now is the perfect time to check out Connecticut School of Broadcasting. Discover the exciting world of audio and video production. They have a campus right here in Cherry Hill.
Call 1-800-TV-RADIO or visit GoCSB.com.
And welcome back to IGL Weekly alongside Johnny. I'm Sean, and it's time for the long-awaited debut of the IGL Prostars, Johnny.
Right. Got our first look at the big squad this week.
No question about it. And their opponent, the Connecticut Chiefs, kind of interesting in the turn of events. Their bus pulled up about 15 minutes before kickoff.
They got off the bus and onto the field, and I got to tell you, their start to this game showed it. You can tell.
Little rust. They didn't have time to practice, loosen up, stretch, nothing. And it showed because the Prostars get off to a strong start with their D.
They do. They set up a safety from number 89. My man Stan Kelly gets into the backfield there, causes some havoc, gets 2 points on the board for the Prostars.
Yeah, and some rust on offense early for quarterback Michael Merritt, who also goes by the name QB MJM.
That's right. He's a little bit high on his passes, maybe a little anticipation here, the nerves kicking in week one. But he settled down later on in the game.
Yep. So the drive leads to a field goal, which is up and good. The field goal to give them a 5-0 start.
I always love when a football team has 5 points. I don't know why.
It's a baseball score. So the door is slightly cracked for the Chiefs. And no, this is not a replay play. Number 5 hooking up with number 32 for the big score. And the deficit is now 2, Johnny.
It got shaky there. The sideline wasn't comfortable anymore after that big lead they went out to.
But could they complete the comeback? The answer is no. The onside kick attempt fails. And the Prostars survive their first game, 18-16, to go to 1-0 on the season.
And survive is a great word you use there because there was a point in time there where they had to get the 4th down. The Chiefs almost got the ball back, and they have a great kicker. I mean, 2 points was not enough. Adam Turkel could not have been happy with his team's performance down the stretch.
Speaking of the coach, Adam Turkel, the big boss of the Prostars is with CSB's Jared Steckler.
I'm Jared Steckler for CSB's IGL Weekly, and I'm here with Coach Turkel. I know you're not happy with the way the game ended, but you guys are 1-0, the Prostars now. So what did you think of the team's overall performance?
I think that offensively we sputtered. We need some work offense. I was happy with the defense. There was a lot of good hitting out there. The coverage was impressive, but we have to fix our offensive game. 18-16, an indoor game, is unacceptable.
What do you think? What are the things that the areas that you're looking to improve on the offensive side of things?
I can tell you we have to work on our timing. We have to work on our mid-blocking a little bit, and they hurt us a little bit when they stunted across the gap. We're going to have to work on those things in practice.
What do you think allowed the defense to be so effective? Obviously, this is a group of guys that have only played together so much, and obviously they came out here and they really looked like a solid unit.
We're physical. We like to hit. Our coverage guys are very good. We knew that from the first time we practiced. We know we're going to get to the quarterback, which we did. We got a safety, had a couple of sacks. So overall on the defensive side of the ball, I was happy. Like I said, offense will fix, but that's fixable. My defensive coaches, Coach Cass Green and Coach Eric Childs, did a really good job. And I think that now I have to step up my offensive game and get my offense going.
So what's the final message for the guys?
Enjoy the win, but be ready to work. I want a 20, 30-point margin next time. That wasn't good enough.
Well, congratulations to you and the Prostars. For CSB's IGL Weekly, I'm Jared Steckler.
Coach is not pleased, and I can tell you this, he wants to see more improvement, especially on the offensive side of the ball.
And he's got a week of practice to do it.
We'll see what happens. All right, let's go down the rabbit hole one more time, where Matt is standing by with stats from the last two.
Thank you, Sean and Johnny. And now it's time for the key stats for the final 2 games of Week 3. Starting with the Mustangs offense, number 1, quarterback Tyreek Smith, and my stat stud from Week 3, had 130 yards passing with 3 passing TDs and also 6 rushes for 70 yards and 2 rushing touchdowns, giving him a total of 5 touchdowns for the second week in a row. Number 42, Maurice Dantzler, had 32 yards on 4 rushing attempts and 1 TD, while number 11, wide receiver Malik Jackson, had 3 catches for 65 yards and 2 receiving touchdowns. The Mustangs defense, number 24, Alfonso Walcott, had 2 tackles to go along with 2 key interceptions. Number 7, Bobby Jenkins, also had an interception and 1 tipped pass. And number 2, Jermaine Smith, led the team with 3 tackles and also came down with 1 INT. Moving on to the Fury, defensive players number 54, Charlie Ritchie, and number 21, Cliff Paytner, each had 2 big tackles in the game, while number 81, Tyler Sinnott, played both sides of the ball, coming up with 1 catch for 20 yards and 2 big tackles. Now for the key stats from the Prostars game. Number 12, quarterback Mike Merritt, completed over 50% of his passes with a total of 126 yards through the air and 2 passing touchdowns. Number 0, Dejon Thomas, had 4 catches for 60 yards and 1 touchdown. And number 13, Mark Baronet, went for 89 yards and 4 receptions and 1 touchdown. The Prostars defense, number 7, Andrew Thomas, had 4 tackles and 3 big sacks. Number 19, Tim Young, led the team in tackles with 5 and brought down 1 interception. And finally, number 89, Stan Kelly, had 1 sack that led to a safety. That's all the time for me this week. I'm Matt Rabbit, your IGL stat man. Headed back to you guys at the main desk.
All right, thanks so much, Matt. Great job this week. It's time for our Players of the Week. My Defensive Player of the Week, Andrew Thomas of the Prostars, 4 tackles and 3 sacks. We didn't get the chance to talk with him after the game, but great job, Andrew. Great game.
And my Offensive Player of the Week, quarterback Delco Mustangs, Tyreek Smith, 8 of 12, 130 yards, 3 touchdowns, add in 6 rushes for 70 yards and 2 scores on the ground. And here he is with our Rebecca Bookbinder after the game.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Bookbinder for IGL Weekly, and I am here with Tyreek Smith. Tyreek, you scored 5 touchdowns during today's game. How does that feel?
Feel great. It's a nice day for football. I just come out there and do what I do every day.
What have you been doing specifically in practice to improve your performance?
Well, my 3-step drop, 5-step drop, reading the receivers and the D-backs, see if they could stick to my best receiver, and I just let it go.
On top of a good personal game today, today's game was also very special for another reason, because you were out supporting autism awareness. How special was that moment during halftime?
Yeah, autism is big for me because I got my little cousin, he's autistic, and one day I'm going to have him come out next week to run the football like we did today. Autism is really big for me.
Thank you, Tyreek. Good luck next week. And for IGL Weekly, I'm Rebecca Bookbinder.
All right, great performances, no doubt about it. What do you say we look ahead, Johnny, to our Week 4 games?
Go for it.
All right, so we have CSB's matchup of the week, the Vikings and the Mustangs.
We're real excited to see these 2-1 teams face off.
Absolutely. The Revolution take on the New Jersey Nightmare as they look to get back to their winning ways.
That's right, Nightmare trying to get the train back on the tracks.
Yeah, absolutely. And finally, we have the Fury still looking for their first win. They take on the powerhouse, the Conshohocken Steelers.
Not so excited about this game.
Steelers undefeated so far, and in the power rankings, they appear to be the best team in the IGL.
Absolutely, can't disagree with you there.
All right, so that's a wrap. We look forward to the Week 4 games as we continue to take it to the next level.
Let's make it happen.
Good job, partner. All right, so that's a wrap for IGL Weekly. For Johnny V and the entire CSB production team, my name is Sean Brown. We'll see you next time on the Connecticut School of Broadcasting presents IGL Weekly. So long, everybody.